All right, guys, welcome back to AWM FX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. Hopefully, you guys are in good health and, of course, good or great wealth, right? I'm having a fantastic week. Today is only Tuesday. I'm having a fantastic week. All right, so let me recap some of the trades that I did and I took and why the reason. All right, and some of the trades that I did miss, but why? What's the reason? All right, first of all, as you guys know that my channel is all about supply and demand advance. All right, supply and demand advance. So here I'm going to show you to you a very simple trade, which I did share in my Facebook group. Right, the step by step how you're gonna trade. All right, the step by step how you're gonna trade. But anyway, I'm gonna do a video of this production, and I'm gonna show you two more example. All right, so first of all, I don't really trade currency pair. All right, I trade mainly on gold because gold movement gives me more risk reward ratio. And only once in a while, I'll glance through the currency pair. All right, so I saw this setup during the weekend. All right, I saw this setup during the weekend. So what is all this hype about? All right, so let me get all this thing out. Okay, so first of all, early of the week. All right, early of the week means Sunday. I saw this setup. What is this? This is a drop, a clean drop. All right, a clean drop with a drop, base drop. Okay, breaking 1233 support line. So this is what we call as a SSR, a very significant support and resistance. All right. So what happened is that I know I have to identify my supply zone over here. So this is how I do my I uh, identification of my supply zone, right? So this is 1 hour chart. I'll teach you how I'm going to go into sniper entry, everything. So this range is quite big to me, right? If you look at the wicks, everything is very big to me, 24 pips. This is not what I want for CAD. CAD actually the stop loss can be smaller. Right, so first of all, remember that I have this green box over here. I'm not gonna shift anything. All right, then I'm gonna switch it to lower time frame to see is there any confirmation. Is there any confirmation? Should I say is there any fresh supply zone that I can get into smaller zone? All right, so first I go into M30. Right, M30 nothing. We cannot see anything special over here. So I switch it to M15. Nothing. No fresh zone. Yeah, there is a fresh zone over here, but it's kind of out of my box, so I'm not looking. So I switch it to M5. Yes. Nice. So I'm going to tell you why. All right. So first argument, a lot of people will say, I'm going to do my zoning first. So my first zone will be over here. I'm going to change the color to purple color. Let's see. All right. So the first zone will be over here. And then the second zone, people will argue with me, is over here. All right. Yes. Actually, it's true. Both zone, both of this zone can be considered as a fresh zone, even though this candle touch a bit. All right. This candle actually touch a bit. It's like a very slight touching over here. So this zone is considered fresh. But why I ignore the upper zone and I took this zone over here? There, of course, a very confirm, I'll say really confirm reason. This is all through experience. So if you look at the movement over here, right? Yeah, even though it's M5, it's drop, base, rally, base, drop. All right. If this movement over here, you can see that there is a lot of rejection. All right. There is a lot of rejection from all this candle. Then only it drops. This is what we call as a MPL. where there is a lot of rejection, and then we are looking for a supply zone on top of the MPL, maximum pain level. All right. So then a lot of people will ask this question again. MPL doesn't it only exist in QML? No. MPL exists also in RBS, SBR. Right? It's just that how you look at it only. MPL is actually just a term, right? So for me, when I saw a lot of rejection and the price come back to a zone and then drop, means that this is what we call it stop hunt. All right, stop hunt, then only drop. So this will be my confirm location for entry. All right. So let's see. All right. And then what happened? Oh, no. All right. So what happened was that the price came into this area. All right. It's not zero float. What do I mean by zero float? A lot of people will ask zero float. Zero float means that the price touch slightly and then straight away drop, and it doesn't come into the this one called what, the zone too long, right? This is consider you can consider as zero float. So actually it came, go back down within 1 and 2 means 10 minutes, then go down. So a very nice trade. This is what we call it as a SBR. It's a short movement, but very nice. So where I took my profit, all right, I did show you guys over there. This is where I took my profit. All right, this is where I took my profit. Yes, right. It took me 2 days to hit it. So why do I take profit over here? So first of all, we must know how to do our mapping. All right. So if you know how to do mapping, you can see that which area is a more significant demand zone. Now we are talking about going up, so it's a demand zone. So this is the only fresh demand zone, and it's a very significant demand zone over here. All right. So this is where I took my profit, and I have around 1 to 6, right, risk reward ratio. Sorry about that. Around 1 to 6. Not so much. It's around 1 to 6 risk reward ratio. So it's an easy peasy trade. Very simple. That's why I say a lot of you don't always just look at KML, KML, QML. Sometimes you must have another it's just like weapon. You must have another gun. All right, you have a primary gun, you have a primary weapon, you must have a secondary weapon. So actually this is my secondary weapon, which actually earns more than QML. I don't know why. All right, so what happens is that I'm going to show you another example. I'm going to show you another example of what is S. This is another one. This is RBS. All right. So if you see, I highlighted over here. Okay, if you look at this chart over here, this is AUD CAD 1 hour. So this is an obvious. This is an obvious. Let me get everything out so that you guys can see it. So there is a rejection. All right, rejection over here, drop, and then there's a clean break. So during this clean break, there is a rally base rally. Right, so this is a very good demand zone. All right, this is a very good demand zone over here. Right, so confirmation. What is our confirmation? Same thing. Put a line and see, is there any rejection? Yes, yes, yes. There is a lot of rejection. Though, so is this a SSR? Definitely is. Right, just now there's an example of a SBR. So this is RBS, resistance becomes support. So this is the resistance. So what happens is that when the price go up, came down, reacted over here, and then straight away go up all the way. And I'll be honest, this trade I didn't took this trade. So how you gonna sniper? Same thing. Go into smaller time frame. All right. So the first time frame you go is the M30, and you see what there is this pattern. What is this pattern? What is the hype? And by the way, this is not really that fresh because it's been tested. So what is this pattern over here? So this pattern over here is called bullish engulfing. All right. Let me get this box out for a while so that you can see. Just look at candlestick number 1, candlestick number 2. So if you can see candlestick number 2, in fact, the body and the shadow, all right, taken over the whole thing of candlestick number 1. Shadow and the body. Not only one, but two. All right, so over here, actually, you can reduce your risk. I'm going to share these tips later on, maybe next month. Hopefully this month, but let's see how is it. And please stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to give you something very, very exciting. All right. So here, what you can do is actually you can reduce your risk like this, or even like this. All right, which I'm going to share it in future. So anyway, we'll just assume it this way. So here we have your sniper entry. Then what is the next question usually people ask? Do I need to go into more lower time frame? No, no need. No need. All right. For me, how I'm going to do sniper entering is like that. I go from high time frame, slowly go lower time frame. All right. So if I already see some zone over there and I have no choice, all right, I have no choice, then I'm going to take the zone. I have to take the risk. Then that is the time that you need to consider yourself. Are you willing to take the high chance, the high risk or not? All right. So what happened is that the price came into this zone and then reacted, shoot up. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. I didn't took this trade. All right. So the next trade that I took, right, is actually in fact just now. Fantastic. I can tell you fantastic. So over here, I shared 10 hours ago and I commented something. Something similar is happening to go now. All right. Something similar is happening to go now. Then I put another reply to myself again so that you guys can see if it is making if it make a 3 drive pattern, I will go heavy lot size. So what is a 3 drive heavy pattern? All right, let's go into go. All right, so the 3 drive, my 3 drive, I'm gonna explain a bit, is that the price straight shoot up and then making a 3 drive something like this at the last leg. Right, you can call it whatever pattern, triangle or whatever you want to call it. This is a 3 drive for me. Right, erected to some zone and then it will drop. Right, just remember this pattern. All right, so what happened over here is that we have a very, very fantastic trade. All right, we have a very, very fantastic trade. So in fact, now my trade is still running in profit. I'm gonna leave it. I don't care. Right, I'm gonna go sleep, sweet dreams. So and I actually, in fact, I share these tips in advance with one of my students, or should I say, it's a friend. It's a friend. He asked me how is the condition of the gold. I told him about all these things. Okay. So first of all, let me get this thing out. All right, let me get this thing out. All right, I can redraw anything again and again and again. This is how should I say? This is how you should be practicing until you can draw things again and again and again, even though you just delete it and do it again. So what I told him is that we look at the daily chart. All right, daily chart. So there is a double maru over here, and it's a king. There is a king, double maru king. All right. So what happened is that I asked him to put a line. All right. Okay, whatever, somewhere around here. So behind the double maru king, there is a resistance. Sorry, this is support. There is a support over here, a very, very strong support before it continues. All right, then we look further to the left. There is another double maru. All right, there's a double maru. This time it's a bullish double maru. Then what happened? We look further down. There is a lot of rejection, double maru rejection, double maru. Exactly at this line. I won't say exactly, it's somewhere around this line. So means that there is a very strong force or very strong movement around here. So we must pay very, very good attention at this place. So what happened was that All right, you go into lower time frame, you see there is a drop base drop. All right, drop base drop. Then how you gonna do the whole thing? Same. This is my supply zone. All right. Then what happened is that you go into small time frame. Usually for gold, I'm gonna share some tips over here. Usually for gold, I will straight away go to M30. Reason is that I have experienced. This is all about experience. I experienced it that M30 actually do quite well. All right, do quite well with gold. Right. I'm not gonna share a lot, but hopefully you guys catch a bit a bit over there. So what happens is that you can see exactly, right, inside this box, how many zone do you get over there? Right, there is only two zone, one zone over here. Show you some tricks. All right, one zone over here, and then the other zone over here. All right, one zone over here, the other zone over here. Then the next question is that, uh, which one should I take? Which one should I take? For me, at this point, I can tell you, I really do not know. I really do not know which one you should take. All right, so I place both order over here. I'll see how the price reach when it reach this zone. What is the reaction? What is the price action? All right, my only hint is that I cannot just base on the thing over here that I place my trade. I want to see what is happening at that moment. Right, so then I'll switch it to smaller time frame, even smaller time frame. I'm gonna show you something very, very, very magical over there. All right. So if you go to small time frame, you can reduce your risk to even smaller. All right, you can reduce your risk to even smaller. Can you see it? This is another zone where the price came down, right? Then goes up, reacted with some stop loss hunt, and then straight away go down. So how about all these things? All right, the rules here very simple. Do I move my box? Do I move around my box? No, I only minimize my box. All right, so all these things I'll just ignore. I will just ignore. So this is a very, very strong area. And then over here, how do I minimize it? Yes, it should be, uh, sorry about that. It should be around here. It should be around here. But however, due to my experience, sometimes it might spike and then hit us. So I place it around this area. All right, this is what we call it structure high. Then what happened was that, let me switch it to 30 minutes first. All right. All right. So do you guys still remember the tree drive? Right, like what I shared in my Facebook. If it makes a tree drive, I'll go heavy lot size. All right, so this is what happened. All right, the price at M30 actually is making a very small tree drive. You cannot see it very clearly. If you switch it to small time frame, let's say that M5. This is a very, very beautiful tree drive. I don't know what I should be saying. This is exactly like I've shown you on top here. Exactly the same. Right? I've repeated this pattern again and again and again and again. So what happened was that it is happening the tree drive. And it hit my zone and then came down. Not only that, I saw something special, but I have to admit, this is the flaws of QML. All right, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So what happened was that I saw another QML over here. All right, just ignore everything. The price is going higher high. All right, and then there is a sudden drop over here, and it broke this low. All right, it broke this low. Now the price is slowly going up. All right, so what happens is that I make another trade over here. All right, because there is no entry point. There is no entry point. I make another trade at the QML level. That's all I can do. All right. And my stop loss is quite huge. It's above here. So it's something like this. It's bigger. All right. This is not confidence. This is experience. If you have been trading supply and demand advance every time and every time, every time, then you know this thing will happen. All right. So we have a compression. We have a three-way three drive pattern. All right. Then we have a QML. What else you need? What else you need? All right. So this has actually reduced my risk by huge margin. All right. So what happened was that the price. The next thing, of course, you guys know, the price dropped. All right. Like the watermelon from a building drop, and it will keep dropping. All right. It will keep dropping until tomorrow morning. Right. So in this is actually very, very simple. Very, very simple, very, very simple, very basic things that I shared with a lot of people, all right, in my YouTube channel. And hopefully you guys really get the hint that I told you guys, right? I show you everything. All right, so what is the announcement that I should ask you guys to stay until the end? Stay until the end. I saw that a lot of you message me telling me that you guys don't understand what is QML, what is all these things. All right. Matter of fact, actually, my YouTube, I have shared everything. All right. I've shared everything in my YouTube, but for the sake of new uh, traders or that willing to learn supply and demand, I'm gonna do the whole set of supply and demand, everything. Okay, I'll be already started recording. All right, so I'll be doing everything from head to toe. And for those who have watched the video, my previous video, all right, I'm gonna give you one hint. Rewatch it again in future. All right. One of the reason is that I have learned more, right? Or should I say I have more confidence in my trade, and I will put all these tips inside all this lesson. And the best thing is that it is free. All right, free. So you can watch it in my YouTube channel. So the criteria here is simple. All right, my video will be released on YouTube once my channel hit 2,500 subscribers, which is actually not difficult. All right. To me, I don't care whether it's 1 month, 2 months. Once it's hit, I'm gonna put it up every week, two videos per week. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's around 8 weeks, 2 months. You will learn everything for free. All right, you're not going to pay me a single cent. All right, so I'm doing all these things just for you. Hopefully you guys appreciate. And that's all for today. And if you guys like the videos that I did for you, please give me a like and do subscribe. I'm gonna do more video, more educational video, more case study, so that you guys will learn again and again. And not only that, will earn from the market. All right. One of the reasons is that because now the pandemic, we do not know what kind of variant is coming out. Suddenly there's an alpha, suddenly there's a delta. So a lot of people are suffering. So I'm doing my best as a human. All right. To give it back to the community. All right. That's all from me today. So sign up. Bye.